Hi guys and welcome back. So today I'm going to be doing a toy rotation of all of my shelves and the space here where I have all of Noah's things. If you don't know who I am, my name's Abigail. I have a baby called Noah who is 4 months old and a son called Samuel who is almost 3, and these are all their toy setup. And as you can see, I need to do a big rotation on them. Basically, I have loads of toys out on all these shelves because my husband's family was over and they had a couple of kids, so I had loads of toys out for different kind of ages of kids, but they've all left now and Samuel is definitely kind of tired of most of these toys, so I'm going to do a big toy rotation and just change everything out, and I thought I would share it with you guys if you are interested. If you're new here, my name is Abigail and I have a whole playlist on Montessori at home on my channel, which I will link in the description box below, which you can go and check out if you enjoy this video. And so let's get straight into it. So I'm showing you very realistically what our shelves look like at the end of a toy rotation, and they're kind of just a mess basically, aren't they? Let's face it. And so what I do is I get my washing basket here, and in the washing basket I put everything that I think Samuel is not playing with. So I checked it, I look at him and see what is he still playing with, what is he not playing with, and everything that he's not actively playing with or hasn't for like a while now, I stick into the washing basket. And then the things that are of his interest, I'll either change out or I will just leave on the shelves, depending what it is. So, for example, he's really into his cars at the moment. So we've got loads of little vehicles here, but we do have a lot of vehicles upstairs as well. So I think I'm going to change out some of the vehicles. So I'm going to put these in here. I might bring some of them back down from our toy cupboard. I'm just going to see what we've got up there. But I'm going to put these in here, because even though he is engaged with them, I'm going to maybe change them to some different ones to be more interesting. I'm going to leave out the car transporter that we have here because that's the only car transporter we have and he really loves this. I'm going to leave this one out. Then I'm going to take up the basket of, what's it called? Musical instruments, which we can change out as well. He does play with the musical instruments, but he's not as interested in them. And I've got different ones that I can change out. This ball run, which he's not playing with as much anymore. Just take the box up as well. Then we have pretend play food here. So we've got all of this. I basically just chuck it all in here, and then when I get upstairs, I sort it all out into all of the various ways that I want to store it. I'll show you when I'm upstairs. So he loves this cake as well, but he's not playing with it as much at the moment, so I'm going to get rid of all this stuff. Moving over to the other half of the shelves now, I have more pretend play food. All the kids that came to our house really were into pretend play, so I had almost all of our pretend play food out. Then down here I have this bus, which he's not really playing with at the moment, so I'm going to put that away as well. And also some more pretend food. So I've got that there. His toolbox, which he loves his toolbox so much, with a passion, but I'm going to put that away just now. I've got some balls, which I'm going to leave the balls out because he's always, like every day, playing with balls. So I'm just going to leave those 2 balls there. And then I've got this pop-up toy, which I'm going to put away as well. And so that's all of the things on the shelf. So I've only left out the balls that you can see there, and then also the car transporter. Over here is some of the other toys that we have out. It's kind of a mess, as you can see. Here we have a basket of bean bags, which I'm going to leave the bean bags downstairs. I'm going to maybe set them out in a different way to try and get him more interested in them, because he is very into the trajectory schema and movement. And so I'm going to leave these out and I'm going to maybe do something with them into a different way. So I'm just going to leave them under there just now. These are scarves for dressing up or for movement. I'm going to put them away. I'll take these upstairs just now and see what I'm going to do with them. Then I have here a big basket of train track, which I'm going to take upstairs and just leave upstairs, one of the upstairs toys, just to kind of freshen it up a bit. I have a fire blanket here, which I don't want to touch because it's very noisy, but I'm going to leave that there. That's for baby Noah. And I'm going to look at this basket, which is all Noah's toys. Like I said, Noah is almost 5 months old now, and so I'm just going to make sure all the toys are developmentally appropriate for him. I've not changed them out in ages. So I'm going to leave out his little matchstick monkey because he loves that and he's always playing with that. This little book, we have 2 of these, so I'm going to take this one upstairs. I'm going to take a different one down. These 2 things I'm going to take upstairs. Samuel brought them down. I don't know if you guys noticed the same thing, but my son, my toddler, always brings stuff down that we don't really need, and we end up with much more stuff than we had originally down. So I'm going to take that upstairs. This is for his chair, which needs to go upstairs as well. Because these are his keys. If you watched my last video, I talked about Samuel biting. So these are actually Samuel's teether keys to help with that situation. So I'm going to leave them out. This little ball he adores, I'm leaving that out. And then these two teethers, he's not as bothered with. I'm going to take them upstairs and I'm going to switch them out for something a bit different. So that's all of the stuff there. So all I've left there is the empty basket and the fire blanket for sensory play. And that's all the things in this area that I'm going to remove. I'll quickly do the books and then I'll take you upstairs and switch everything out. So I've got all the books here which were downstairs. I'm just going to take them straight upstairs and I'm going to switch all of them out. With books I just pick what I think looks interesting and what I want to read as well, and then I just switch them out completely. So that's very, very straightforward. Right, let's go upstairs. Here we are at my toy storage cupboard, which is upstairs in Samuel's room. I'm not sure how well you can see into here, so I think I will just get all of the things, and they've all got like little places that they go. I won't bore you with all that. I'm just going to stick everything back in there, and then I'm going to take everything out that I'm going to put downstairs, and then I'll show you afterwards what I've decided to take out and why. I'll show you each of the things as I put them into the basket to take them downstairs. So my focus here is mainly cars and vehicles because that's what he's into. I've also put a few other things out to see if he's interested in them, and I've really tried to keep it to a minimum because, especially because it's summer, we're outside playing a lot, and so he doesn't need a huge amount of toys and he's much more engaged as well if there's less toys. So the first thing I have is a little basket of musical instruments. I have one of these things that you go with. I have bells. I have a maraca, and I have, I don't know what these things are called, but I've got that with that, and that's what that is. So a small selection of musical instruments in there. Then I have stacking cups, which we like to build towers together and knock them over. Then I have this because he's really into cars, and so it must be part of that must be movement. So this is our trip track with the matching cars, and this just is the main toy. We have one toy usually that we keep out on the mat. This will be the toy that we keep out on the mat at the moment. And then I have here, you can't really see, but I have here loads of different cars, little tiny cars, big cars. I have animals, I have people. I've just got a variety of things, and so with some of those things I'm going to use them for the other activities that I've brought out. So for example, I have here the lockbox that I got him, and so for this is very noisy, I'm sorry. I'm going to put in one of these cars into this section, and it gives him something to find when he opens the compartments. In this section here, I shall put little baby, and I will also put little dog. And then in this end compartment here, I'm going to put one of these little guys for that trip track, and also the little one guy that is Samuel, who represents Samuel anyway, and that's going to go in there, and that's going to go on the shelf, so I'll stick that into here. Then I have a little basket of things just to open. So this is that old cream tub that I used, that I had my moisturiser in, and here I'm going to put, 2 seconds, there's someone at my door. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, I was going to put something in this. So in this I'm just going to put a little car, just things for him to find basically. And then in the rest of this basket I have 2 purses, which inside I just put things. There's a mirror in here, and there's like some playing cards for him to pull out and just play with. He likes looking through purses, of course, because we have purses. And then there's just an old camera for him to pretend to just play with. So we've got all that in one of the baskets, and then I'll just kind of tilt you down and show you the rest of the things that I have here. So here you can see that I have a bunch of different cars because he's really into cars. I have animals, and I have some of the matching sheets for the animals. And I'm just going to chuck them all in there, and I'll show you how I lay it out when I get downstairs. This is where all of Noah's things are stored. He doesn't have as many because he's little, he doesn't need that many things. But before I put everything back that I took out, I'm going to just check in here and see what I want to take out for him. So here's all his comforters, which I'm not going to take any out of because he's not really into them just now. I have a bunch of toys in here, most of which he's a bit too young for. I'm just going to take out this little very basic teether because he's quite into He's still at the teething stage, grasping and teething stage, and putting things in his mouth. He's not actually teething, but he's putting things in his mouth. So I'm just going to take out this little basic teether, and then I'm going to take this out because he's just started turning over, and he likes to turn over and like chew on this little ball. I don't know if you can see that properly, but it's a little ball with little bits. It's really easy to hold. Loves holding onto that and chewing on that. Some of these things are too old for him that I've got still, so I'm just going to leave them in here. I'm going to take out this little hand kite for him to chew on as well. What else am I going to take out? I'm going to take out one of these balls. Like I said, he's been turning it over, and there's a little mirror on this one. So I'm going to take that one of them out for him to like turn over and try and grab. This is another little teether type thing for him. Take that one out as well. These are, by the way, these are not all accessible to him at all times. He's only nearly 5 months. He can't get anything himself anyway. I just kind of pick one of them out of the basket and give it to them at random times whenever I feel like it. I'm going to take this little fabric book out for him instead of the other one. It's crinkly as well, and it's got little bits you can grab onto, and it's pretty fun. This little one goes like this. And Samuel thought that was hilarious when he was little. So take that one out as well. It's probably enough. I'm going to put everything else that I have out here back. I've got loads of other things, but a lot of them are too old for him just now, and lots of them are kind of too heavy as well. So I'm not going to take any more of those kind of things out. And I can always just interchange those things very easily because that is that. Let's take everything downstairs.
Walk with me. Let's leave the past behind.
So here's all the toys as I've laid them out, and I've realised that again I have managed to put out more than I meant to, but anyway. Down here we have the basket of beanbags, and here is the basket of baby Noah's toys. Over here I have his cars. That's a basket of things to open. More cars in different configurations. As you can see, I've put 3 compartments of cars because he's really into cars. Then musical instruments, that box to open. Beanbags, maybe put in a different way so that he'll maybe use them in a different way with the animals and the people. And then up here is the balls and the tower. And so those are all the things that I have put out, and that's how I've set them out for Samuel at the moment. And over here is just the books that I've put out. So I've made sure to put 2 books out about vehicles because that's his current interest. So this is the one he's always loved, and as you can see it's very worn. This one's great as well. Then we've got Noah's Big Boat, which is about Noah and the Ark. I've got the Very Hungry Caterpillar behind there. This is just a cute book about my daddy and me. And then these are 2 of baby Noah's more black and white baby style books. And so that's all of the toy rotation. So that's how I do a toy rotation, and that's how I did the toy rotation today. Of course, it's always slightly different, but I just thought it might be fun for you guys to see what I did. And so if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and let me know if you liked it, and I'll do more videos like this. And yeah, I'm going to let Samuel play with these now, and I'll see you very soon in my next one. Bye guys.